Welcome back. You're watching Overdrive, and it's now time for us to answer all our viewer queries. Joining us is Bert, the editor of the Overdrive magazine. Hi Bert. Our first question comes into us from Amit Kamath. He writes in saying he recently saw the Ford EcoSport and wants to know whether he should book it as soon as bookings open, or should he wait for any other mini SUV that's on the horizon. He isn't too happy with the Duster's interiors. Is there any news on the Maruti Suzuki XA Alpha or the Volkswagen crossover being launched anytime soon? What would you suggest, Bert?
Hi Amit, I honestly can't recommend the Ford EcoSport to you at this moment because, well, we haven't driven that SUV as yet. That story will come to you shortly in just about a month and a half. But until that happens, you'll have to wait for that story to get your feedback. Now, what I can say is that the interiors of the EcoSport are rather very similar to what the Fiesta has. And if you've seen that car and if you like the interiors in the Fiesta, then, well, that's what you're getting in the EcoSport as well. On the other hand, what we can say with a fair bit of confidence is that the EcoSport, we expect the handling and the ride quality to be fantastic for Indian conditions. We've seen great ride and handling on the Ford brand of cars already existing in India, and we expect those same characteristics to continue on in the SUV. Now, Maruti's XA Alpha, we saw that SUV concept at the Auto Expo, but I don't expect Maruti is going to have that ready for at least about another year. Same with Volkswagen's crossover as well. Those compact SUVs, well, they're a fair bit ahead in time. So rather than waiting for those, just hang on for about a month and a half. We'll have the report on the EcoSport with you very shortly. You can, well, base your buying decision on the feedback we give you there.
On to a biking question, and this one comes into us from Karan Desai. He's looking to buy a motorcycle, wants to know whether the Pulsar 180 is better than the Honda Unicorn. The motorcycle he buys should look good, give him decent fuel efficiency and be easy to maintain. So given those parameters, what would you recommend, Bert?
Well, Karan, between the Pulsar 180 and the Honda Unicorn, we'd advise you to go in for the Honda Unicorn, principally because it's got better efficiency, better performance. The ride and handling is also vastly better than the Pulsar 180, and of course the overall Honda experience is much richer and much nicer than the Pulsar experience. On the other hand, we'd also advise you to take a look at the Suzuki GS150R because, well, the efficiency, performance, ride and handling is better than the Unicorn and the Pulsar also. The price points, well, they're all at the same price point, so it's only left up to you to make the decision between whether you want the GS150R or the Unicorn, though our recommendation is the Suzuki GS150R.
Our next question comes into us from Harsha. Harsh wants to buy himself a mid-size sedan. His budget is about 12 lakh rupees. He shortlisted the Honda City and the Hyundai Verna. He's very limited usage and will be using it only on weekends within city limits. He's looking for a comfortable and good-looking car that will offer him good performance and fuel efficiency. Also do recommend any other new car that can be expected in this segment within the next 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years, that's how long he can wait for a car?
Hi Harsh, based on your specifications, you're going to be driving very limited mileage in the city, that too. So between the City and the Verna, what I'm assuming is that you're looking for a petrol sedan, and we'd recommend the Honda City to you. The 1.5 petrol, well, it's a fantastic engine, IVTech technology, very refined, great efficiency, and the overall package, very nicely packaged. Inside that car, there's a lot of space, a lot of comfort that you're going to get from that package. Honda is known, very well renowned for their petrol technology, and that is the car that you should be looking out for.
Alright, Bert, thanks very much for joining us on Auto Selector. Remember, if you have questions, we have the answers. All you need to do is Facebook us or send us your questions on Twitter. We'll get Bert to answer them for you. On that note, it is time for us to wrap up everything that's making news in the world of auto, and trust me, there's plenty of it.
Fiat's second, or is it third, comeback to the Indian market is gathering steam, with the Italian car maker announcing this week that it is setting up a national sales company and its own network of 51 exclusive dealerships to sell both Fiat and Chrysler products, with the aim of hitting 100 dealerships by the end of the year. These showrooms will play host to a revamped lineup of Fiat products as well as models from Jeep and Fiat's performance arm Abarth. In order to win back customer confidence, the company is also offering a 3-year manufacturer warranty with an option to extend to 5 years as well as 24/7 roadside assistance.
What we want to deliver to the customer is a new perception of the Fiat brand, and that can only happen through a number of action and initiatives. First of all, the exclusivity of the network, which is the most important change that we have implemented, and then all the initiatives that we have put together, due to start the 1st of April of this month, which are associated to services that we provide to customer, services that we provide to our dealer, and ultimately a completely new organization of Fiat India in the country.
Audi launched the latest version of its supercar, the R8 V10 Plus, at the Budh circuit last week. An ex-F1 driver, Karun Chando, got behind the wheel to set a new lap record for a production car around the BIC. The V10 Plus clocked 2 minutes 12.711 seconds around India's F1 track and will cost buyers 2 crore rupees ex-showroom.
It's great that, obviously we're here with Audi today with what they're doing with a variety of cars, especially with the R8. But I think also other manufacturers have started doing a lot more activity here at BIC and in Chennai. And I think it's fantastic.
Audi also used the occasion to announce that it will be making its sports car experience more affordable based on customer feedback, with the basic one-day racetrack experience now priced at 30,000 rupees as against last year's price of 70,000 rupees.
I think last year we launched the program, 330 people have a chance to drive the R8 V10, but we said we want to broaden the portfolio, so we have also different cars, TT, S4, RS5, R8, and we thought we want to give more people the chance, what we call butts on seats, because for us it's a great marketing, so we want to make it more affordable, and we take it from 330 probably to 2,500.
Bajaj Auto launched a new Kawasaki Ninja 300 in India this week, priced at 3.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom Delhi. It's fast and packed with cutting-edge technology, and we'll bring you a comprehensive first ride report on next week's show. Our tip this week focuses on what you should do in case you fall prey to an unfortunate accident. Firstly, park your car on one side of the road and switch on your hazard light to avoid any further unpleasant incidents. Finally, signal with your hands to deviate oncoming traffic while you wait for additional help.
Time for us to take a break. When we return, a test drive of the new Sunny Automatic, and we tell you why you need to be smart about seatbelts.